Do you have a butt kicker or transducer that's not getting the job done? Is it shaking to just the low-end sounds? What if it shook when it was supposed to? SimVibe is an advanced multi-dimensional audio-based feedback software that utilizes 1 to 8 bass transducers and provides the correct physics-based vibrations throughout your simulator. This can greatly enhance immersion and drivability. All you need is one shaker, an extra sound card, and SimVibe software. Check it out for yourself. Go to simexperience.com and then click on products and then SimVibe. Welcome to Inside Sim Racing. I'm Darin Ganji and I'm here with my first look at the Thrustmaster T300RS. Actually not my first time driving it because I got to drive it with Drive Club at E3 back in June. Said I was going to do a piece on it, but I knew it was coming soon, so I figured I'd just wait until I got my actual hands on it. As you can see, I've already unboxed it. Not going to put you guys through the pain of me taking it out of the box. So figured I'd just get right to it, talk about some specs, talk about some initial impressions, and then wrap it up. Gonna then run it on the PS3 and the PC. Unfortunately, there's nothing on the PS4 to run it on yet, but this wheel is, let's just start by talking about compatibility. Compatible with the PS3, PS4, and the PC. 1080 degrees of rotation, and down to 270. And first glance, you may think this thing looks just like the TX that came out for the Xbox One and the PC, and it is very similar. The base is the same size. I'd say the way that they have the vents cut, it's a little bit different. It is compatible with all the rims that the TX is compatible with. I'm not sure it's compatible with the actual stock TX rim, but it is compatible with the GTE rim, the F1 rim, and I actually got the original T500 rim to work on the TX. I'm sure it's compatible with that. I actually read that they have an upgrade kit, so if you wanted static paddles like the T500 does, you can get static paddles for this thing. Another similarity is the pedals to the TX. Actually, I would say they are identical, except for that they have a little bit different pedal faces. The TX has the big fat brake pedal, whereas these T300 pedals basically have, you know, the same pedal face, just one's inverted and then the throttle isn't. The pedal faces are also adjustable both in height and spacing, and you need to use a Phillips screwdriver. Brake is a little bit stiffer than the throttle, but there's no progression like the T3PA pedals has. So I'd say right off the bat, that's one of my complaints. They're not horrible. There's definitely worse pedals on the market, but they're not bad. And a lot of people ask me, how are these pedals? And they're not horrible. I would like to see a conical brake mod included with these, but I'd say for a stock set of pedals, they're not horrible. Price, from what I understand, €369 or $399 US. Availability, I think this thing's going to be available in Europe on August 15th. In the States, I believe it's going to be available in September, so we have a little bit longer wait here in the States. I'd like to thank Thrustmaster for getting me one of these to check out. All right, so let's transition to the rim, and then I'll just go across, talk a little bit more about each piece here. This rim is very similar to the 458 GT Italia racing rim. Same weight, same feel, same diameter, except it's got full PS4 buttons. It's got the share button, the option button, it's got a PS button, the triangle, circle, X, and square, D-pad here, L2, R2. The base also has two buttons labeled L3 and R3. Paddles, nice quality click on these paddles. I've always really liked this rim in the GTE model. I understand that there's going to be a GTE version of this wheel that's available too. I'm assuming it's just going to have the same exact GTE 458 Italia rim that is already available, so you won't have the same button configuration that's, you know, exactly ready for the PS4, but it's pretty much going to be an identical rim. So there's that. Manual comes with the usual Thrustmaster manual in a bunch of different languages. You know, I like their manuals. They're fairly in depth, and they definitely do the job and tell you what you need to know. There will be firmware upgrades available for this rim over time, and I don't think you need to do any upgrading with it right out of the box. So it should be pretty much plug and play. Let's talk about the base now. There is a switch here, and I'll get you guys a close-up, to go from PS4 to PS3 mode. So, and I've read that if you're in PS3 mode, on the PS3, it's going to be recognized as a T500. If you plug this into the PS4 in PS3 mode, it will also be recognized as a T500. So I would just recommend putting it in PS4 mode, though, for the PS4, and then it's recognized as a T300. Also compatible on the PC, as I mentioned, and our blogger William pointed out to me that it was mentioned in the recent driver update that you need to have the T300 in PS3 mode to work on the PC. So when I get this when I'm done with my first look and get it all set up, I'll let you guys know exactly how that happened. But like I said, he said it's you have to have it in PS3 mode. The clamp that has been on the T500, TX, and now the T300, same exact clamping mechanism, no difference. This is actually the same power supply that's on the TX as well, so it's got an internal power supply. And then you just plug this right into the base. I also read in the manual that there's an external power supply, so there may be some areas that get this wheel that have an external power supply similar to the T500, and I don't see a plug on that for this wheel, so this is just internal only. Also has the PS2 port for the TH8A shifter, compatible with all of the Thrustmaster pedals, the T500 pedals, obviously the stock pedals here. I would imagine the TX pedals even can plug into this, and then the T3PA pedals. So it's using that ecosystem technology that they have started, well, that's what they've started calling it. This is just the screw for the clamp. Also hard mountable. There's 2 points to hard mount it here on the base, and then 2 hard mount points on the pedals. So these pedals do have the ability to hard mount as well. So I think that's about it for my first look. Just looking at my notes, see if there's anything else. No, I think that pretty much covers it. So anyway, this is my first look, and maybe yours too, of the T300 RS. Again, it's going to be available fairly soon. It could be available now, depending on when you watch this. So gonna hook it up first with the PS3, try it with Gran Turismo 6. Then I'm gonna try it with on the PC, iRacing, Assetto Corsa, a couple other titles. I will be using these pedals on the PS3. I will not be using them on the PC because I have my Derek Spear Designs pedals back there, so I'll be using them with that. So, and obviously not gonna try it on the PS4. When the PS4 does have its first racing title available, whether it's Drive Club or Project Cars, I will revisit this wheel and do, you know, like just a quick overview on how it performs on that particular system. So that's going to wrap this up. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We'd love you to join us at our website. I have a link right here. Come join us. Getting started section. Talk about this wheel. Talk about anything in sim racing that your heart desires. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us here on YouTube, and we'd appreciate a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. That's going to wrap things up for Inside Sim Racing. I'm Darin Ganji. See you guys next time.